This area looks completely different without like sunlight. Everything just looks better with proper lighting, sunlight and stuff. My video clarity and quality itself just like improves so much when there's sunlight. It got dark. I like this new style. Just like I'll just sit here. You guys listen to me yap while watching this shit. I can also see it. And every like few minutes I'll drop like a nugget. Only issue is the camera like zooming in and zooming out. I think if I don't move, it like balances the correct thing. And India and cricket is like the ultimate romantic relationship. I don't think Indians care more about anything on the planet than cricket. Like cricket is our religion, I feel like true religion that unites and all of India. It's one of my core life philosophies is that we are all equal as human beings. It doesn't matter if you have 190 IQ and 90 IQ. If you have like this is your daily life, or if you're in like New York City, being a lawyer for like the largest MNC, uh, like to me, that person might be smarter, richer, better looking, more healthcare, this, but these people might be happier, having more fun, and living life the way it was meant to be lived, you know. At the same time, I'm not saying it's an income thing, like there are guys who make this just the same income as this, who are just the same intelligence level and everything, that I know personally, that I'm friends with in these shops, and they're not as happy because their mindset is not right. Those guys could be playing here, those guys could be using what they have. It's all about mindset, dude. And this is something I learned when I was in the past 5 years, when I was in Dubai and Sharjah and stuff, and like I was in the UAE. I was not grateful to be there. I didn't go to all the places. I didn't meet. I didn't network with people. I just stuck with my people and like complained and whined and was feeling sorry for myself and all that. And then like it was taken away and this, and then like throughout, like I had to learn how to become actually positive, like not get stuck in my head, in my pains and depressions and anxieties, and just like wallow in it and create like a mini hell of my own. Obviously there were hundreds of other variables, and like some or many or all I will future, like I'll put out videos and I'll talk about it in depth. But your attitude and your perspective really shapes your reality, and I believe we are all equal as human beings, because most intelligent people sometimes have the most lonely, miserable lives. They don't feel like they can be understood by people, and like all these different things. And the low IQs, whatever you want to think of them, these people are happy because they're not smart enough to think of all the problems. They're not burdened by it. And that's beauty of life, and that's the beauty of God, because it's a balance. Like God creates like 10 people who are hyper intelligent that solve 90% of the world's problems, and the other 90% of people don't even know what the hell is going on, but they're happy as hell. And there's the middle that we evolve, and like it's like as many introverts are there are extroverts. Some people recharge by being alone and sitting at home. I'm an introvert, but I'm social. But there are people who are social, super social, and like can't sit at home at all, and that doesn't mean I'm better than them or they're better than me. Like I'm not anti-social. and they're not like people who don't have depth emotionally. It's just that we are built different and we recharge different. And these guys have just as much pains and dreams just as I do. Maybe there's one of these guys, they want to get their sister married in India and all. It's hard. Maybe these guys come to Kerala only because they get paid better than they would in their home state, in their home city. So obviously they want to like it's it's like me going to US, like going to the West or going to Dubai. It's like നമ്മളെല്ലാം ഗൾഫിന് പോവാ, like it's that shit. And they're just trying to do their best, trying to make a living, and they're like enjoying the game. You know, this guy has a father just like me, a mother just like me, a pain. He would feel heartbreak just as badly as me, maybe more. You know, I during the past few years, during some of my hardest, like worst periods, I've really seen the goodness of people, like the common man, like people. I don't think most people know this. I've always gotten along with people, no matter what background, what income status, this thing. I never gave a shit, but I never really understood it and accepted, like appreciated the goodness of people and like the goodness of humanity. Not people in general, but humanity itself. Until I saw the bad, it's like all the people that try to tear me down and fuck me over and like stop me from achieving my dreams were all people I knew, the people I reached out to, or the people that came to me to try and like help me. It was all those fuckers. And in the worst timings, when all these people doing all this bullshit, it was just random guy on the street that would help me out and like restore my faith in humanity. And like the alchemist boy, I was walking through the desert and like going around, and there would always be these people that like God just sent or whatever to help me out. I remember being in like Tamil Nadu in Chennai, and like the car broke down and it was just like hot, like 42 degrees, and I was like 45-minute walk away from home, and my phone was dead, and I had no money. And the car completely broke down because the gearbox like fucked off, and it was not my car. And that was the time when I was couch surfing because I was bankrupt and homeless at another person's like cousin's this thing, and they didn't even want me there. And like it was weird. Like I was like shit, you know. It was like I have to leave. How do I get out of this situation? And during that time, it was that day. I remember walking on the road and just like asking people for help. Like, hey, can somebody give me the phone so I can call my cousin? Maybe he can come pick me up or whatever. Because I'm like stressed out of my mind, right? And it's hot. And the first shop, that guy was like, no, sorry, can't give you a phone, don't have it. And the second guy said no. And then there was this third guy that like said okay, and I called my cousin, and he was like, okay, leave the car there, it's fine, relax, leave the car there and just like come home. And I literally had to walk back home because I couldn't find an auto, I couldn't find a cab, I couldn't book an Uber or anything. And I walked back home like 45 minutes, and it was like midday, like 1 p.m., like burning hot. And like Chennai heat is something else, it's like fucking fuming hot. And this guy was like from, I don't remember, somewhere from some North India, and he was like 5'6", like short, you know and I'm like 6'3", and I asked him like in Hindi, like, why you help me out, and he was like, I know, like, sometimes we all need help, like when I like, like, I don't know, I just helped. And I'm like, I asked many people didn't help, they were like, for the phone. And he was like, yeah, that's because people steal phones here. He's like, in fact, my phone has been stolen 2 3 times. And I'm like, and you still offered help to me. He was like, yeah, I saw you, and I just like, I was like, okay. And I'm like, bro, this guy has had his phone stolen, and it's like the tiny Nokia, like the shit ass phones. The dude made like such little money. And like he worked a very difficult, like normal job in like another state. He risked his losing his phone. That phone, with like for him to be able to rebuy another one, must have maybe taken a month's wage and savings and like so much difficulty. He risked all that just to help a fellow stranger out. And that fellow stranger happens to be me, who grew up in like the biggest cities with all the rich posh friends in the high school, in the good schools, in the prim and proper families, and all the right, like contacts in this. And I'm sure, like I know that 80% of those people wouldn't have done what that guy did in that place. 100%. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. And it's not about the money or this or that. It's about a person's character. You know, I've seen like good people in like average normal people, and I've seen like good people who are like on the other side also. And there's genuine goodness in people, man. I've had so many people fucking help me throughout my journey like this. There was this guy from Oman that like helped me restart my car after it got stuck because one of my dickhead friends purposefully, like, just to fuck around with me, took it in the sand and started messing it, and it got stuck. And then the battery died, and that guy, just like good Samaritan type guy. And there was this time in the restaurant, like there was this like guy. He used to like always. He knew I was like struggling and I was poor and like I was broken emotionally. He could see it. And like he would come and like give me like extra curry little bit, and he would give me a little bit extra. And I didn't even have like the money to tip him much and anything. I was just like in the worst like place. But I could see these people, man. Like these people were like, and by the way, I've seen like some ruthless people also in the same like environments. It's not like I've only seen good. It's not, but real goodness exists, and like I needed to see that in that journey. Like it really restored my faith in humanity and like for the people, my love for people. And like I've always been like a patriot. Like my family has like military background, police background, and all this stuff. And like even though I grew up outside, I have always been the kind of guy like I would like die for my country. Like I would like go to the military and stuff. In fact, when I lost everything, I tried to join Navy and Army. Then I was like, no, your calling is not that. And like I literally went to the website, downloaded this, and like everything. And like many times I've always wanted to go into the armed forces, army, navy, something. But yeah, like I love my country and shit, and I've always loved India. And like I hated in UAE, like when you grow up, like everyone's Indian. Like my community, we're all Indians, yeah. But like most of them, like born and brought up there, and they don't value the country. Like they don't respect like, the home country in the sense like, because they're like, no, this city is better, everything is good. And like, yeah, obviously Dubai is like this, but like it's an amazing city, everything is there, yes. But how can you not love your home soil, your home? This is where your blood is from. And like I never fit in with that shit. Like I always loved like my country, like I always loved my state, Kerala. I'm proud to be Malu, proud to be Indian, proud to be born and like raised in UAE, proud to be like living in Sharjah, born in Ras Al Khaimah, like all that shit. But yeah, I don't know. Weird rant. Makes me emotional, this shit. Tough times. What is that saying? That hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times, right? And I also know one thing. It's like during this journey that I see the goodness of people. I know that I'll be super successful. I know. Like, I know these guys are not gonna become like multi-millionaires running e-commerce brands. They're not. Like, they don't even know that stuff exists. They don't want that. you know but I can do that, and I can give them the benefits of it. Like I can like make sure that there's proper accommodation for them, and like in this city, and I can make sure that they're paid properly. That's the thing. Like God doesn't give abundance and power and prosperity and all these things to people that don't deserve it. Obviously, like there's a duality. Like you can be a bad person and take anything. It's a vibration. Money is a vibration. It doesn't care if you're success, if you're a good person or a bad person. If you reflect the vibration of money, you'll get it. But I genuinely feel like God uplifts the upright and the generous and all these things. And I'm not saying I'm like the best, but I have tried my best to be the best. I have tried my best to be worthy, and yeah, hopefully time will tell if I've been a dickhead or not, if Big G is happy with me or not. But you know what's funny? I love people, like humanity and this thing, but I hate the people around me. And like I'm like all my friends, like fuck you, fuck you, fight with everyone, can't get along. It's like you don't understand me, I don't understand you, or you don't care about me, like all that like shit. But with people generally, I'm just like, yeah, I love humanity, but I hate people. I I absolutely like dislike people who like snap their fingers at like service workers and waiters and like people who can't do anything for them. Like that shit just like. And one of the big mistakes I had in my life was trying to change those people and trying to like educate them and guide them. Like that's people pleasing. You can't change these people. It's their character. You just accept that they are like that. You get rid of those arrogant people and you go in your way. And like that's one of the big things I want like going forward in my life is like anybody has that any kind of that shit. It's like you have zero room in my life. You're not getting any help from me. You're not getting any friendship from me. Like I'm not allowing anybody to be treated poorly in my watch. Like no chance. Fuck that. And this season, like the isolation season that I'm in with no friends and anything, it's a season where like I get super strong and rigid on my principles. And this season comes because I raised my standards to such a high extent that literally 99.9% of people have like been wiped out, and the only people I can become friends with now are on the other side. you know uh, the successful people. And the successful people, I don't mean the financially successful, although yes, that is a big part of it. It's the people who have the character that I want, the financial discipline that I want, the no drugs, no alcohol, no cheating on their girlfriends, loyalty, honor, respect, you know, gratitude, all these virtues and like things that I embody and things that I expect people to have, things that I want. Because you can't change people and lead people that are not wanting to be led or not wanting growth, not wanting change. I've done that. I've tried driving people and like, come on, man, come on, and like, it just doesn't work. They don't want it. You don't want it. It wears you down. You can't carry everyone with you to the top. You just have to let people like come at their own pace and everything, and like cut the bad people out. I feel the other people who are like not ambitious or anything but are not bad people, who are good people, you can still help them out and like interact with them at some points and still be like friends in a way. They'll never be your inner circle simply because you can't even relate to those people anymore. Like I know like my friends, like I was always somebody who like put friends above family in a way. And like even in like the first even in like the first year of starting, like 2019 I started my business. October I started my business. By 2020, like actually even before that, from 2018 when I like just went into self improvement and stuff, within just basically this changing your life, that self improvement journey, within 1 year I could no longer relate to anybody. And one of the core mistakes in my journey was I tried to hold on to my friends and all my old people like so desperately. I really like loved and cared about all my friends, and I still do. But like, I couldn't accept that like these people didn't want to go forward, and that I have to leave them behind, even if it's temporarily, and that some of these people might not want me to win. That there is bad intent. I couldn't like internally make do with it. So when I started making money, and people would be like, "Oh, you're cooler than us," and like you changed, and this, all that did was like it registered in my subconscious mind that you're if you become successful, you lose all your friends. You're a bad person, and so I started sabotaging myself. That's why I like within like 6 to 9 months I got to $20,000, and then after that it just never like not only did it plateau, it just went like downhill, you know. And yes, that's part of the journey. That's how I learned about it. But I had to fix it this year, like last year. Sorry. Um, I learned that thing from Tony Robbins' book, Money Master the Game. He talks about that. He talks about that thing, about how he had this same issue, like people making him feel guilty about moving forward in life and becoming successful. And because of that, he started holding himself back and sabotaging himself. He tried to make himself lesser of who he was just to please people who didn't want to be more, you know. You can never dim your light just to make do with people like that. You've got to give it your best. Like life is meant to be lived at 100%, you know. Damn, max out. Game is over. Philosophy session over. I didn't watch the game. I just ranted the whole time. But hopefully this type of videos are nice and it's enjoyable for you guys. Peace.